Hi guys, this is going to be my review of the 3x3x4 version of the WitEden Camouflage cube. As you can see here, I've got three different versions, the three versions that they released originally. So I will also offer a comparison between this and the other two versions, although the full review of the other two has been uploaded in separate videos. Now these puzzles are very fun to solve. However, they do have a downside. The turning quality and the construction of these puzzles is quite poor. They don't turn terribly or anything. They turn okay. However, well, as you can just saw there, they do catch from time to time. The reason is these center layers aren't capped, so that produces catches. These what look like centers do pop from time to time. I've had these pop out on several occasions. The puzzle as a whole feels quite flimsy as you're turning it, especially these middle, the thinner layers in particular. The corners feel okay. The 3x3x4 version, this double center layer is very, very loose, so much so in fact that the other two pieces can be turned by themselves like this, while the other two pieces stay stationary. As you can see, the puzzle turns in this kind of strange offset way. I'll go into more detail about exactly why that is in a small spoiler section I will have at the end of this video. Well, I'll tell you a little bit exactly what this puzzle is and how you go about solving it. I'm not going to give a full tutorial or anything like that. There's just some minor spoilers that might help you decide whether this puzzle is for you or not. It's not going to tell you exactly how to solve it or anything like that, but I don't want to give any even minor spoilers to people who don't actually want them. Now the puzzle is, as I said, very much fun to solve. These puzzles as a whole, all three of them, are quite difficult. There's a kind of principle or concept that you need to learn to do them that I haven't seen in any of the puzzles that I've solved before these, so the learning process is quite difficult. Out of the three, this 3x3x4 is definitely the most difficult one. You may expect it to turn kind of like a regular 3x3x4. That isn't the case with regular 3x3x4. This side here could only do 180 degree turns, whereas on these it definitely can't. It can turn 90 degrees in every direction. What happens is when you start scrambling it, pieces become bandaged together, so you have situations such as perhaps this, where you've got these pieces are now bandaged, so you couldn't split up these two green centre pieces anymore, and that is part of what makes the puzzle as difficult to solve as it is. Having said that, it is immensely fun once you've figured out the principle, the process of solving these. They all solve in a similar way, so once you know that principle, you can solve any of these three puzzles. But this one is most definitely the most difficult and time-consuming, but in a fun way, out of the three puzzles. Excuse me. So I would definitely recommend these puzzles. As I said, the build quality compared to most WitEden products isn't the best. I've got quite a few WitEden puzzles now, and the build quality is usually absolutely excellent, superb quality. These aren't the best. However, the ingeniousness of the design and the fun of solving these allows me to get past that, I think, so much so that I've actually ordered a couple more out of the range, which I'm waiting for to arrive as we speak. So yeah, if you're going to get one of these, I would definitely recommend either the 3x3x2 or the 3x3x4, or both of them, as opposed to the 3x3x3. I won't go into too much detail exactly why until I reach the small spoiler section at the end of the video, but so if you want to know why, then please keep watching for that. However, as I said, these are quite difficult, so if you're not very experienced, or you're not entirely certain how you go about solving these, you might want to think about the 3x3x2 first to learn the concept that you need to know to solve these puzzles, and then move up to the 3x3x4. That is exactly what I'd suggest you do. Okay, if you don't want to see the small spoiler at the end of this video, then please stop the video now, otherwise please keep watching. Okay then, if you're still here, then obviously you don't mind a small spoiler. I'm not going to ruin it completely or anything like that. I'm just going to give you an idea of what these puzzles actually are, what they're based around, how they operate. Now essentially these puzzles are actually, this applies to all three, they are bandaged 4x4x4 puzzles. They operate in a way that as though certain parts of the 4x4x4 are bandaged together, so they can't be turned separately. And that's what makes these difficult. Same as with any bandaged puzzle, because you're blocking quite a lot of moves. Because the bandaging, as I showed earlier in the scrambling process, blocks a lot of moves you can make. This makes the solve quite challenging. See, even on these sides, like here, you've got a 3x3x3, a 3x4 side, as it seems here. But if you turn it a certain way like this, you can now see that we've actually got 4 layers on this side that was originally 3, and the same applies to the other ones. So that's what makes these puzzles so difficult, because I'm guessing that's why they're called camouflaged cubes, because they are camouflaged 4x4x4 puzzles that look like other things. The reason the turning is offset is because it actually turns around this corner, where it meets what looks like a centre. It actually turns around that spot there, and so this would actually be part of the bandaged 4x4. So this would actually, on a 4x4, would be 2 squares wide. The reason I recommend the 3x3x2 and the 3x3x4 above the 3x3x3 is simply because these two puzzles can scramble better. Because the 3x3x3 has odd numbers of the blocks that these puzzles are divided into, you can't mix the pieces between them as well as you can with these two, which have even numbers of those blocks. So when you're scrambling the 3x3x3, you can get a decent scramble, but what you can't ever do, as far as I can tell, is separate absolutely every adjacent piece. They become blocked, bandaged together during the scramble, and you can't get them all separated. Whereas with these two, with the even numbers of those blocks, you definitely can, which makes the solve more challenging and more fun to do. Okay then guys, that's the end of this review. I hope this is useful to you. I hope you enjoy my videos. If you do, please click like and click subscribe, and many more videos coming up in the future. Take care now. Bye.